they have to look for another damage type. Okay, so XP.
Whoa.
Okay. I like the Brody. I'm not entirely sure about the Hayabusa, but it does have it gives him another option to deal with the Melissa. That's what I wanted to say.
Okay. Well, we only saw, I think so far, it was one team that played the Hayabusa, and that was Rune Eaters, I believe it was, so far, at least here for Games of the Future. So this is, again, it's a bit of a risk for Foot Esports to bring this out. Maybe it ends up working. I agree with you. I get with the Brody here, too. Something to deal with from a range, and you know that you're going to be dealing with a lot of pressure, especially with that Ganaconcha there. Now, what do they put in the XP lane for Cram to go ahead? I don't see him playing the Phoveus again, but he's going to go ahead and grab the Ruby. So a lot of crowd control. I think one of the biggest obstacles for
the last pick Ruby is a lot of control in team fights, a lot of not only crowd control but overall threat whenever it is off cooldown. Whenever there is a battle spell, there's a flicker, for example. There's always a lot of ways for you to approach the fights, and SRG have rounded up this composition so well. Cram is one of those players as well that can actually play the Ruby so well. They're very masterful with it. So there's a lot of positive things about this Ruby last pick, and I really like how they closed this one out.
Yeah. Cram knows he's going to be taking punches, literally. So he ends up getting 2 leather jerkins. I thought I saw 2 leather jerkins. He's going to go for those tougher boots to go ahead and deal with this. Again, XC with the damage. But one thing is for sure is just the fact that you have this much crowd control at your disposal, if you're SRG, can be a big problem. I mean, even if you take a couple shots like this, once Cram, depending on the build path that he goes on, even if you can do some damage, Ruby's just going to go ahead and heal that back up, right? This is the main thing. So you have to start to look at, okay, where is the XP laner is able to go ahead and bring that value to these team fights or the first objective. And if played properly, yes, Paquito dishes out a ton of damage. So hopefully your Hayabusa can capitalize on it. Eventually your Brody. But it's getting through these team fights. It's weaving through these team fights and the crowd control that can be thrown at them.
Yeah, that's already one of the things that they really have to think about now. For Foot Esports, it's all about their lineup a little bit in a way that is positive, because it's impossible that they don't have a good way to approach teamfights, and I think it's a Fatal Links, as well as the Hayabusa, that can be a problem for the Melissa later on. The Brody is a good lane matchup up against the Melissa, so I think there's a lot of ingredients that Foot Esports have shown us that they can actually fight against SRG. It's just difficult in the early stages.
Oh, this is really dangerous, actually. They don't have a Revitalize for this, but XC actually goes down. Turtle will be secured, though, by Foot Esports. But that's 2 kills going to SRG. I'd expect them to not really have that freeway to just go get kills off of that, but they trade it for the objective.
Yeah, they did. And
all Yums.
All the better. They want to go for... Oh. Okay!
Oh.
Whoa,
the distance.
Oh my goodness. I didn't think that you can actually get to that point, but yeah, he maxed out the distance and he was rewarded for it.
Oh, Cram's in trouble too. Nice Terrify. Kazue getting 2 kills, man. Okay, I mean, you were talking about their lineup, Wolf. Well, now they're showcasing the lineup. It's still even across the gold, but that's going to be some extra gold up top going in the hands of Foot Esports. I did not know he'd be able to shadow kill like that, you know, even with the Avatar of the Guardian. I guess he hit it at the right time.
Yeah, it's just the timing. It's just all about that timing. But yeah, sometimes you really forget how much the Hayabusa's range could be, especially because we have not seen the Hayabusa for quite a long time now. Especially played properly like this, Kazue is already 2-0. And already a good start for Foot Esports.
Okay. Right now, essentially equal across the board. This will set a really fun take on this second turtle, though, once it's up. I'm not sure if they're actually going to be anyone that goes down beforehand, just because, again, especially the ultimate, now that it's available for Blotsfet. But there's the pull. That's the I'm Offended. There's the Fatal Links, too, to follow through. He's trying to survive. There's just way too much there for SRG. And so they've got the Atlas taken care of. This should be a turtle for them to take, but Blotsvet should be back up in time if somehow Foot Esports delay this, or they just go ahead and decide to wait. Psyche is holding on to the I'm offended, but Yum's holding that push. Whoa! A decisive flicker forward. Cram's still going to be alive. They couldn't get off that shadow kill that they were looking for, so it's going to be a disengage in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Turtle's going to be worked on by Foot Esports, so off of that, Psyche makes it happen so they get the second Turtle.
This is cool because we saw how SRG have adjusted. They want to go for kill for Esports. Get Kazue another one. That's kill spree for the Hayabusa, which is really good overall for Foot Esports. But yeah, SRG are moving just like how they moved in the previous game. Where in the moment that they try to group up, they are getting kills. Foot Esports, however, adjusting accordingly as well. They are now activating their Brody by going to the Brody's lane and getting a push.
Yeah, and he's already at the Blade of Pepsis, I believe, so this is the power spike time for Foot Esports, at least early on. You know, we were saying that SRG's lineup is really well-rounded, and it was what I was leaning toward, but the way that they're kind of dealing with Foot Esports' aggression is not helping right now. They've kind of got to go ahead and build up for Innocent. Kazue has done a great job. It's going to be RX that actually picks up the Sky Piercer here on the Brody. So he's going to be looking to go ahead and get those stacks built up here. Yums picks up the Antique Cuirass. First item locked in defensively. Needs that to go ahead and deal with so much physical damage being thrown at them.
Yeah. It's onto the middle. This is SRG. 5 of their members gonna be pushing there. They do have the Kimi too, which is a big threat. They not only have such a good start, but now they're trying to take control of the map.
Oh. Fatal Links gonna be used. Cram though goes in with crowd control. Go away, Wolf King, and that I'm offended, and they're locked down in the mid, and now they're in trouble with the traction pulse. RX, he's got the deadly magics on him, and Uni will pick up a kill. SRG brings themselves back into it. They want to go for this tier 1. The third turtle's going to be up here in a couple seconds, so they'll grab a turret and make their way to the turtle.
Yeah, they have important kills out there. Good punish. That was a weird flicker that we saw, but they were successful afterwards. They get a kill. And they have pushed the turret in the middle too. And this also means that SRG will now get so much control of the river with just 2,000 gold lead, but they do take out the turret in the middle, and they've also poised to push into the bottom lane too. So there's a lot of manage that they're getting from these movements. It's 5-man movements, in fact.
Little traction pulse thrown out just to push Kazue off this tier 2 turret. Zoning out with the muddles too, and Krem just standing there. So they're going to trade it out. RX will be able to go ahead and grab that tier 1 up top, but it's going to be responded by Uni. The rest of the team, SRG, I don't think they get the shield here. I'd be really surprised. Okay, the minions actually make their way through, so they pop the shield. There's the I'm offended. They're going to be able to lock down Psyche. And now SRG could be on the run. Fatal Link's going to be used. They're tracked in here on side of the jungle. Shadow Kill already used as well. Xe won't be able to escape the muddles, man. Innocent able to find one, and that's going to be a ticking deadly magic to take out Blotsvet.
The AOG hitting onto the backlines. Good play coming from RX to get out with the flicker as well as the stun, but this means that SRG going to be chunking down the turret in the bottom lane. They were successful with it. Didn't even need the Lord, as they have taken the turret into the bottom lane, an inhibitor without getting into the 8-minute mark.
That is insane, Wolf. 8 minutes, base turret down. They also popped the shield in the mid. I mean, it's not like they have this crazy lead across the board, except, you know, I mean, it's Yums, right? He's got a 1.6k ahead of Blotsvet, but that's not even it. It's just the way that they're utilizing their crowd control. This is what we were talking about in the draft. And yes, there was a moment there for Foot Esports to have some of that upper hand because of the way they were playing. But as you just saw, once those items are kind of in place, even if it's just 1 or 2 items, SRG's lineup just works synergistically better. Forcing fights, you know, crowd controlling the right targets, locking down. And this is why they're going to easily take this Lord here, because Foot Esports doesn't have an answer just yet. So they do go just take the buff. Kazue takes the purple. But now they got to deal with this Lord push. Yeah. Oh, they're going to try to make a play here.
They're kind of making a play Blotsvet onto the backlines, but they're too far away. SRG
I don't think
sniffs
they're
that
gonna
one
fall for
out.
it.
Yeah, they're not gonna fall
Oh.
for it. In fact, they will fight after the Fatal Link's being forced.
Yeah, Charlie the Guardian used. Blossfat just left to his own. A slow, painful death on the Atlas. Concealed used by Yums. They're going to be chasing him down here, going for this causeway there. He needs to clear this wave. It is a chunky wave on that top side, and now the mid turret's going to be worked on. Lord hasn't even made it to the base yet. They're forcing back Foot Esports here as the mid turret falls. SRG sees a sweep in sight. Looking to end it here. Krem still has the I'm offended, and Flicker is back up now. XC has to go heal back up. Taking the deadly magic. This Lord, they got to deal with this. They want to go ahead and lock onto the crystal. They're going to force a fight anyway. Looking for a Fatal Link setup if they can. There's the pull. Kram could be in trouble. Gets knocked in the air though, and Kram is gone. Now SRG looking to take down Blotsfet as they get him out. The base, a couple hits away. They can just lock it in, and SRG will do just that.